So we're actually gonna switch sides, sorry. So we are attacking from, it's been from side control, right? We've done a couple different lapel chokes. We're gonna get into like the super, let's say fundamental. I don't want to say beginner. I think it's fundamental. Quiet, please. Super fundamental attack from side control. Our like little mousetrap series is what we're gonna be going over this week. So this consists of like 3 options, and each time your partner defends one, it kind of leads them into the next attack, right? So it's one that everybody should know from here. If I was going to choose a side control attack to really try to perfect, this would be the cluster that I would aim for, okay? Because it gives you the most opportunity. So like I said, guys, we're still working side control. So again, when I'm in side control, I like to arm under the head, try to get into the armpit here and pull my elbow inside my knee line so that I can just relax my shoulder into the neck. If this guy's not putting in proper frames, the shoulder pressure can put him to sleep, okay? So this is why I like this. This gives me a lot of control with little effort. And then my other hand, guys, I like to just let it float across the hips so that I can feel when he wants to move. Now, we've already gone over the Americana from the mount. It's gonna be the same finishing mechanics. I think I even showed how we're gonna attack it, didn't I? We went like, or was that just a no-gi that I did that?
I thought it was just no-gi.
Okay, I'll talk about it in the gi then. I don't think anybody was here for it either way. So, the way that I like to start setting this up, guys, I like to start with Americana, okay? And the reason I do this, because even if Max has the proper frame in here, there's always this part of the forearm that's exposed, okay? Most often people post on the shoulder and they use the forearm to try to lift your chin up so you can't apply this pressure, right? So the way that I like to do this, I like to take my hand and put it under my chin, almost like the little Rascals He-Man Women Haters Club, right? I like to place my palm on his forearm, and then I'm going to use my body to kind of push his wrist 45 degrees towards the floor and hand it off to my hand that's underneath his head. All right? I keep this arm under the head until my other arm comes under and locks my Kimura grip. So when I go Kimura grip, guys, I like to go thumbless. I don't like to wrap my thumb around the wrist. Play with it. Some people like this. I'm not going to say one's right or wrong, but for me, wrapping my thumb around it bends my thumb. Okay, so I go thumbless. Now from here, I'm gonna slip the head and put my elbow against his neck and make sure that my hand right now is gonna keep his wrist to the floor. I can tell Max has some pretty tight shoulders here. Tell me if it's too much, okay? Yeah, so I don't wanna hurt Max, but we would be trying to keep his wrist against the floor the whole time, okay? So I think oh yeah, those are tight. So, unusual. Yeah, we're gonna keep this to the floor. And now before I try to finish this, guys, I'm gonna try to, with my left elbow still touching his neck, I'm gonna try to drag this elbow as close to his hip as I can get it. So you might feel your partner's whole body kind of perk up as this comes down towards his hip. You're gonna feel his whole body kind of tense. That's the part where I know I've got him, all right? So I'm gonna, right now my one wrist is curled, pointing at the ceiling. I'm gonna make my other wrist point at the ceiling as well, and that's enough to get the tap right there. So what I'm doing there, guys, is I'm here, I'm just curling both wrists straight up, and then if that doesn't get there, I will lift my elbow, okay? The wrist curl, if you move his elbow down, most of the time is enough to get the tap, okay? So one more time. I get my side control, I pull him inside the knee line, and I'm floating here. We go He-Man Women Haters Club. I'm gonna use my body. Don't try to go here and like chest press this to the floor. It's gonna be really hard, especially if it's another big guy who's strong like me. No, I'm not pushing that to the floor. That's way too much work. I'm just gonna lean over and pass, okay? Now I'm gonna go under, and we go thumbless. Slip the head, block the head with the elbow. I'm already kind of curling my wrists out of habit, but if you guys need to, keep them down first. Lower, 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 lower. We're gonna curl those wrists. That's enough to get the tap here. If it wasn't enough to get the tap, I would elevate the elbow. Make sense? We're gonna add on to this tonight, so get the reps in. If you have questions, call me over. Yeah?
I feel like I always get swept trying to attack this because I'm leaning too far over.
Too far over. At what point after you've already locked your hands?
Yeah. And then I'm like face planting.
So we're getting to this part? and you're not getting swept yet. So if I'm getting swept, it's because my chest is going past the center line, right? So even when I'm here and I'm trying to push this to the floor, notice like I'm gonna kind of scoop my chest into his chest. I'm turning him sideways a little bit. Do you see like, don't move right here. I'm kind of turning his back like 45 off the floor so that I'm still behind him, right? If he stays flat and I lean over, this is where I get really light, right? So because I'm telling you guys to use your body to kind of like torpedo across, I want to try to like bring him over and pass. And now when I come back, look, my body kind of flattens him back out. So I'm trying to make sure that my weight or my chest line doesn't ever cross his center line. Does that make sense?
Using your knee to like hoist his shoulder up.
Not a hoist, it's more of my pec pushing into his chest as well. So it's like a chest to chest kind of friction, right? You good?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Any other questions? Let's give it a shot. On 2 and 2. We're gonna add on to this. I'm just gonna talk about, girls, can you please be quiet? I'm gonna just talk about a couple little things that came up that some people asked questions and I kind of gave it to one group or whatever. The first one being like, you can finish this with the head still inside the, if you want to call it this, like Kimura grip, right? So his head, if you can see, if we're calling it inside within my elbow, right? I can finish this here, and I do use this. I'm just very specific about who I use this with. I use this against guys that are my size or bigger. I keep the head inside. And the way that I was explaining why is because one of the escapes for this, and I refer to it as like a big man escape, is that as I go to slip his head, he's gonna post to my armpit and shove me over. And if he turns his hips over, it's just like I'm getting like judo thrown, right? So with bigger guys, I keep their head in so I never expose my armpit, all right? The other thing, when we're passing this and I'm locking the Americana, you notice how like when I'm locking this Americana, I'm bringing my elbow and my forearm so they're both parallel with his arm as close to his forearm as possible. I don't want to leave a big window in there. I'm trying to close that gap. Does that make sense? So that when or if I need to like leverage the elbow, I'm leveraging at the elbow and not close to the shoulder. Does that make sense? I want the lever to be coming here so that we attack the shoulder rather than trying to lift the shoulder off the ground, right? Because then I gotta hope that the pressure is gonna go through the elbow, and that's a lot harder. Okay, cool. So let's talk about this. I'm going here. As I go to bring his arm down, one of the main ways that people are gonna try to escape, he's gonna try to straighten his arm. So when he straightens his arm, guys, this is where I will kind of torpedo over his body. Okay, I'm gonna sprawl and lay on his chest. So look, as he straightens, go ahead and straighten. I'm gonna kind of lay my left leg flat. I'm almost gonna let go, I am gonna let go of my Kimura grip, and I'm gonna swat that fly on my shoulder, right? Notice how far away from the ground his arm is. My hand that was on the wrist is just gonna slide up to the, I like to literally 4 fingers grab the meat of the thumb. I'm just gonna direct his hand opposite wherever the thumb is pointed. You don't actually have to play thumbs up, 7 up, but just imagine if his hand's like this, the thumb's pointing that way, right? So I grab it, I'm swatting the fly. I like to put my head right on top of the wrist so that I can kind of pinch with my head, and I'm just gonna push his hand opposite the thumb. Nice easy tap, right? And because I'm like sprawled, I was laying on Max the whole time he was down there, but I should be really heavy. It should be really hard to roll me over, okay? But notice I'm on the point of my elbow. Don't let your elbow kick back here because then the arm will come lower, right? I want to be here. Cool? So again, we're going for this, we're going for Americana. He starts to straighten the arm. I chase it and flatten out my leg closest to his head, right? So I already swat the fly. My hand that's on the wrist is just gonna slide up to the meat of the thumb. I'm gonna hug it, and then I'm just gonna push his hand opposite of where his thumb's pointed. If he's turning his thumb, look, I go sideways. He goes the other way, I pull. I think it's worse if they point their thumb down, it's way worse, okay? I felt it the moment you turned your thumb. I was like, this is gonna suck. Does this make sense? Yes? Questions, comments, concerns? Let's give it a shot. On 2 and 2. I actually showed this probably about a year ago, I think, back at Antidote, because I remember showing this handoff and people struggled with the handoff part of this, I think. So yeah, we'll talk about it. So same thing. I'm gonna attack Americana. Boom. As I start to go, he straightens his arm out. Now he doesn't want to stop here. He's gonna keep curling his arm around. So I missed the arm bar. This was the proper way he's trying to go to escape, right? So while he's here now, guys, this is what I like to do. I like to still swat the fly, and I'm gonna post off my forearm to just pick this one up and find his belt, right? Now once I find his belt, I'm gonna switch my hips and kind of lay like reverse scarf. I'm gonna come out and find his wrist and lock a Kimura grip. From here, guys, I like to send the hand to the floor, switch my hips back, and now I'm going to step over his head and pick him up. And if Max didn't have to tap right here, we'd be trying to push his hand straight through this plane right here.
There's a powerful panic attack. There was a panic attack. Like
I'll go slow. I'll go slow.
I know. I just was like, oh.
So again, boom. We're passing off for Americana. He does a good job. He slips to all the way through. So look, I pick it up and I grab the belt so I have some security, right? I'm gonna take my hip that was sprawled out on him and get it to the floor under his armpit. My hand is gonna come find his wrist. From here, I'm gonna lock my Kimura grip, right? I'm gonna push his hand to the floor, switch my hips again, and now from here, step and lift him up. And then from here, I'm just gonna try to send his hand back there. Make sense? This step is important, guys. This is how I'm getting the leverage to pick him up off the floor. Okay? And then remember, my bottom leg is still behind me with my toes engaged to push back. If this foot behind me is not there, if I let it go here, Max is gonna be able to just roll me backwards. Right? Maybe I finish a weird version of it from there, but I'd rather stay on top. Right? Cool. Like I said, this might be too much to get all 3 in one night, but try it, fumble through it.
Wait, can you do it one more time?
We'll do it again. Yep. You didn't even watch it?
I was watching, but
Just, that's fine. Yeah. 1, 2, boom, he goes. Find the belt, switch my hips, right? Find the wrist, lock Kimura grip, switch my hips back, step and lift, right? Right there he's tapping because it's a lot of pressure on the wrist, right? But if it wasn't, I would push through.
Can you just do it like just fully though, like you want to run through it?
You just want me to break, Max?
What the hell?
I don't even need to finish it. I just want to see what I need.
I mean, that was almost like
That was pretty close to full
close,
speed.
right? Just want to make sure I know how to do it.
no, it's just easier for you to comprehend.
Okay. Cool. Give it a shot. On 2 and 2. Just a few minutes to